This is Priyanka working as Assistant Professor in SNS College of Engineering. Today we are just going to see about weak authentication in the subject of cryptography and cybersecurity. Weak authentication refers to authentication mechanism or practices that fail to adequately verify the identity of users, making system vulnerable to unauthorized access and potential security breaches. Weak authentication methods often lack robustness and are easily exploited by attackers. Characteristics of weak authentication. First is single factor authentication. This involves using only one form of authentication, typically something the user knows, the example, a password, or something they possesses, a physical token. Short or simple password. Passwords that are short, common, or easy, guessable, or considerable weak. For example, passwords like password 123, 123456 or QWERTY are easily cracked through brute force attack, dictionary attack. No multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentication adds an extra layers of security by requiring users to provide two or more forms of verification before granting access. Next is insecure password storage. Storing password in plain text or using weak encryption methods make them susceptible to unauthorized access if the system is compromised. Passwords should be securely hashed using strong cryptographic algorithms with salting to protect against attack. Default or shared credentials. Systems or devices that use default or shared credential are vulnerable to exploitation because attackers can easily obtain these credentials from publicly available sources or through social engineering. No account lockout mechanism. Without mechanisms to limit the number of failed authentication attempts or to temporarily lock accounts after a certain number of failed attempts, systems are susceptible to brute force attacks. Addressing weak authentication involves implementing stronger authentication methods such as multi-factor authentication, enforcing password complexity requirements, regularly updating passwords, securely storing credentials, and implementing account lockouts policies. Additionally, user education and awareness training can help mitigate the risk of weak authentication by promoting good password hygiene and recognizing common attack vectors. Disadvantages are certainly while store authentication methods are crucial for bolstering security, there are some potential disadvantages and challenges associated with their implementation. First, user experiments impact. Strong authentication methods such as multi-factor authentication can sometimes introduce friction into the user experience, especially if the addition authentication factors are perceived as cumbersome or time-consuming. Next is implementation complexity. Implementing and managing strong authentication mechanism often requires additional resources, expertise and infrastructure. Potential for user errors. With more complex authentication methods, there is an increased risk of user errors, such as entering incorrect verification codes or forgetting passwords. Costs. Deploying and maintaining strong authentication solution may incur additional cost, including license fee for MFA software, hardware, token procurement, and ongoing support and maintenance expenses. Next is dependency on external factors and security risk of MFA methods, user residence, and adaptation challenges. Thank you.